wind blew in today.
I know. It's Connie Cola and Daphne Monroe.
Live on Smart Family. What a crazy day out there. We're so glad that you have huddled around the TV and joined us.
Yes, and as you know, our goal is to keep it smart and simple, and you're going to learn something new every day.
Well, today, one of our smart topics is safe toys. You may have already heard about the massive toy recall from Fisher-Price. They recalled more than 10 million toys after getting complaints of a lot of choking and cuts from the toys.
Yes, well, Connie, this has been a real talker because there's a lot of people really skeptical about buying new toys. You know, my daughter's older now.
12?
Yes, and she doesn't
play. So she wants the expensive toys.
The very, very expensive toys, yes.
Yeah.
But you have younger kids.
I do, and you know, you're constantly watching them and making sure that things aren't falling apart and that they're not getting, you know, something in their mouth that they shouldn't have or whatever. It's really very scary, and even for the pets, if something happens where they're chewing on something.
Yeah.
We're always worrying about the choking hazards and things getting, you know, sharp on the edges where the kids can get cut, or even lead is still a really big concern. And it's really not even just the cheap toys that are being recalled, because a lot of the nice ones are as well. And Fisher-Price, one of the companies that a lot of people respect, is the one that's got the big recall right now. And it has a lot of people wondering what to do next.
Yes.
So we're asking you some of those questions
Yes,
today.
well, I think that all kids should just not have any toys.
I know you think that. Well,
I'm just teasing.
Just kidding.
Well, a lot of advice from many of you on our Smart Family 15 Facebook and Twitter pages. Like Joy Attore says she checks the recall list regularly. She's on their update list of recalls. Joy adds that you don't know which ones are safe. It's a hit or miss. Now, Charlotte Schaff says she refuses to live in fear of everything that could harm her child. I love that, Charlotte. She says she watches him play, she inspects the items, and tries to keep up on the recall news. Charlotte says she's not going to freak out because something could be recalled. She buys her stuff from garage sales and Goodwill all the time because toys are expensive. I love that. And Charlotte, I'm right behind you 100%. You got to live your life. So tell us what you think. You can go to facebook.com/smartfamily15 and on Twitter at smartfamily15. We're reading your comments right now, and we'll share some of them in a few minutes, so log in and let's chat.
Yes, and one of those things you can really do is check the recall lists and try to make sure that the toys you buy are safe for your kids. But how do you really know? Well, consumer product attorney and mom Jennifer Taggart joins us by Skype to help you ease some of those fears. And Jennifer, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, first of all, how skeptical should parents be when buying toys? And should we be afraid of what's out there?
I don't think you should be afraid of what's out there, and I think Charlotte had the right idea. Toys in the United States are safer than they've ever been. That doesn't mean that you should still be smart when you're buying toys, but there's no reason to panic or live in fear. Our toys are safer than they've ever been.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are really watching them closely these days. What are some of the top toy hazards, though, that parents should really be looking for?
The top toy hazards still remain choking hazards for kids really under the age of 3, strong magnets, projectile toys, ride-on toys without using proper safety equipment. That means a bicycle without a helmet, loud toys, and then also chemical contaminants. Of course, you mentioned lead earlier. And then finally, chargers and adapters because they can't overheat.
Okay.
Those are the top toys hazards.
And then you say also that there should be some age grading that we should be considering when we buy toys. Tell people what that really means who maybe haven't been noticing that there is an age grade there.
Toys should all have an age grading. This toy is appropriate for children over the age of 6 or not appropriate for children under the age of 3. And I think a lot of parents sort of maybe overlook those, but it's really important to follow those age grading guidelines. They not only are designed to make sure your toy is safe for your child, that is, you're not buying a toy with a small part for a child under the age of 3, but also that the child has both the physical and mental ability to play with that toy and will meet the child's interest and needs. And so that's one of the things that you can do to stay safe is to follow those age grading guidelines when selecting toys for your child.
Some great advice there. Now, for a lot of people who maybe have a whole bunch of toys at home that they've passed down from child to child, and they're just now starting to really pay attention to some of those recalls that are out there, how do you make sure that the toys that you already have at home are safe? What can you do?
You can check the recall list. If you go to recalls.gov .gov, so www.recalls.gov. It has all the recalls, not just the Consumer Product Safety Commission, but all agencies that can recall. Another source of information, if you're concerned about things like lead, is healthystuff.org has a toy section where they've actually tested toys. So those are two sources of information. And then on Twitter, you can follow On Safety, which is the Consumer Product Safety Commission's Twitter handle. Just go to twitter.com and look for On Safety. And they tweet the latest recalls, and you can also get information that way.
Yeah, it does seem with the internet that we are getting through a lot of these recalls a whole lot faster. People are understanding that they're out there a lot quicker now. Jennifer, thanks for being with us. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut. I think that's why we also get more scared about recalls, is because the information is so available and there's no reason to panic.
All right, very good advice. Jennifer Taggart, thanks so much for joining us live from Los Angeles this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
Well, you don't